Hey everybody, sorry I couldn't be here today. One of the things we're going to do today as you look at the use of spreadsheets, we have a little introduction worksheet to complete. The introduction worksheet can be found by going to your school mail account, and we're actually going to get what's called a template from our Google Docs. We haven't used templates before, but we still go to Google Drive. So I'm going to click on Google Drive. It's going to take me to my documents here. You can see I've got lots of documents, but I'm going to click on Create because I still want to create the document like we've done before. I want to create a document, and it's going to open up a blank document for me. Once I have my document, I want to go to the File menu. I want to click a New because I want a new one, but I want to get it from Template. So I'm in a blank document. I'm going to File, New, from Template. A template is a pre-made document that you can get a copy of. One of the things about using a template is it doesn't affect my original. You can see here I've got a bunch of templates from my other classes, and we'll be using templates throughout the year. Up here at the top, I'm going to search templates, and I'm going to type in spreadsheet. Make sure you spell spreadsheet properly. We're going to search our templates. We are going to find it. I want to use this template. It's the spreadsheet worksheet. It's now going to open up in our Google Doc, and here it is. We've got a number of questions I'd like you to do, and the questions are about the spreadsheet that we're going to use. We're going to use Google Spreadsheet. Throughout the year, we might be switching back and forth between Google Spreadsheet and Excel Spreadsheet. However, knowing one helps you to know the other. So we're going to have a few simple questions here, get an idea of how big the spreadsheet is, for how many columns it has and how many rows it has, just as default. You can always add rows and columns in a Google spreadsheet, but we're not going to do that. How many squares does it have? Those squares are actually called a cell. And at the bottom you can see how many sheets it has. And then I want you to look up what a cell address is. It's a little bit like Battleship, or a little bit like reading a map. And I want you to give an example and try to think of why you might use it. The other question I want you to do is look at the spreadsheet and see, how is this similar to a word processor? There's a lot of similarities. When you have a suite or a set of packaged software such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or in this case Google Docs, Google Spreadsheet, Google Presentations, you're going to find a lot of similarities. The similarities are there so that it's easier for you to use. I also want you to look at how to discover and insert new rows and columns. And then I'd like you to enter in this data over here from Paul to 34 down to 32 and over to Peggy. Do not enter the A, B, C, D, E or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just telling you where I'd like you to start. So I want you to put Paul in the very first cell, or in the top left corner. Once you have that entered, I'd like you to look at these questions. So what happens when you enter a number that's different when you enter a word? And then in cell A6, you have some instructions here of how you can, what you can follow, and looking at doing some calculations. Once you have that finished, I'd also like you to, in cell B6, instead of typing in this whole line, this equals B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus B4 plus B5, I'd like you to type this. I'd like you to type equals sum bracket B1 colon, the colon is the two dots, to B5. B5, and then hit enter and see what happens. And I want you to try to think about, why would I use this formula instead of this formula? When might you want to use this one, or when might you want to use this one? What's the advantage of each one? Other things I want you to do is calculate all the totals. And then also, can you calculate totals for each person? So put Paul's total in cell F, which would be over here. And what problem can you see when trying to add up many numbers? So if I had 100 people in my list, which formula would you want to use? Would you want to use this one, or do you want to use this one? Last thing I want you to do is change a number in your spreadsheet, and look at what happened. Look at what happens to your totals. Does this help you why spreadsheets are called what-if tools? The idea of a spreadsheet being called a what-if tool makes it unique and makes it kind of more important. like you to work on this today, finish this up. If there are any things you need to work on from the survey yet, that would be great. Hopefully Kendra will have gotten back to us and we can get some information, and perhaps Cassidy and Catherine can get the survey out to Mrs. Webb and put it out there. Guys, hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.